Welcome to this tutorial of the Carter Starter Microgreen Kit by Tiny Winds. We're going to start by putting the coco coir into the green tray, and we're going to add 2 cups of water. There we go, 2 cups of water, and we're going to wait about 10 minutes, and we'll be right back. It's been about 10 minutes. The next step is to ensure that the coco coir and the water have been mixed completely. You want to reach the consistency of a drier brownie batter. Make sure you get right in the corners and everywhere with the water. Make sure it's evenly distributed wet. Then we're going to take that green tray and dump it into the white tray, the one with the holes. The next step is to place that white tray in a rinsed out green tray. And what we're going to want to do is to try and level off the coco coir. We don't want to press too hard. I'd suggest a block of wood. That's a little more consistent. It helps not make any ruts so you don't get too many seeds in one concentration at a time. Yeah, so just tap it down. Just have to make it flat. It doesn't have to really be pounded down. Even distribution is our goal here. We're going to put a little more water down onto the coco coir. It's pretty dry. It's pretty dry stuff. We want to make sure we get it good and wet. There's no such thing as too much water for a seed. Remember what I said, for a seed, for a plant there is, for a seed, we just want to make sure we get it started properly without drying out. And I can't reiterate enough how much water to actually spray down in the very beginning. Just not too much. You just want to make it very wet. A good surface for the seeds to stick. That will help by making it wet on the top just before you put your seeds on the coco coir surface. I like to start in the corners. It's just a methodology of trying to evenly distribute. Then I do the perimeters. It doesn't matter either side. You do the perimeters, then you fill in the rest. The next step is to make sure that the top of the seed gets moisture, gets wet, gets water. We want to give that another good spritz, really good spritz. Then we're going to place our parchment paper over the whole assembly. Then we're going to add a book that fits just inside the perimeter of the tray and placed in a dark place overnight. Alternately, you could use another tray in lieu of the book. That's exactly what I do, just because I happen to have one. This is day 1, and we can see that some of the hulls have been shucked off the outside of the radish seed. Got a little bit of activity going on there. We want to make sure we spritz this, and we'll be checking the bottom for water roots known as radicals. Here we are on day 2, and we can see that some of the hulls have actually been shedding from the outside of the radish seed. If you look close enough, you can see little tails coming from some of them. Those are water roots. Those are known as radicals. We make sure to lift the tray to check for any radicals coming through the bottom. Give it a spritz, cover it up, and wait for the next day. There's been some noticeable difference. Here we are on day 3. As we take a look, more and more radicals, and you see all that fuzz? Those are very hungry, water-hungry radicals. What we need to do is make sure we give them a good watering. The reason why we put that other tray on top is to make sure we are driving the radicals into the bottom. And look what's forming down there. We have some radicals. Each day that passes, it seems like something even more incredible is happening. Keep in mind, I keep an 8-pound brick on top of my trays. And look at that, they've already lifted. Can you imagine what they'll do to your book and your parchment paper? More radicals are showing up. They are driving towards the bottom. Look at that, beautiful. That's exactly what we want to see. With so many radicals already present, we want to make sure we are checking the bottom of the white tray, looking for those hungry, thirsty roots. They're going to need water. It's Probably a good time when you get about 50% white radicals on the bottom. Make sure you spritz on the top to finish off the top ones to help them continue growing. Then we're going to start bottom watering with about 2 cups of water. I would start with 2 cups of water. That seems to work well for me. Covering your crop with an inverted tray would be very beneficial in helping the plants grow taller, searching for more light. You can also achieve this using a tea towel. Keep in mind, humidity and temperature do play a role in the day that you might be on. So just don't worry about what day it is. Just look at the results. That's what you're looking for. We have a very healthy plant here. Checking the bottom for some radicals. The radicals are very prominent. That's beautiful sightings there, well over 50%. We're going to keep on bottom watering from this point on. At this point, they're starving for natural sunlight. Give them your window. So here we are, day 7. A lot of times in the summer, temperature and humidity play a big role. You may have to water them twice a day or check twice because they're really thirsty. They'll grow for you if they're fed, so make sure you give them water. Here we are on day 8. Beautiful looking crop today. The cotyledons, those are the first leaves, have fully opened. And we're going to come in for a little bit of a measurement. Here we are at about 3 inches from the top of the soil. It's pretty good microgreen right there. The microgreens are about 3 inches tall, a good time to harvest, either using a very sharp knife or a dedicated pair of scissors. Store them in a glass container with a paper towel bottom with a sealed top. Comments and suggestions are always welcome, just right down below underneath the video here. Please like and subscribe my channel to indulge in more content just like this. This is the Mad Gardener showing people how to grow their own food.